Hey guys, back again, and today, guys, is a discussion video. Well, a topic actually. So, what you see in front of you guys is all to do with wrestling, and the reason that is because that's today's subject, guys. I talked to one of you from YouTube. His name's Tom, and me and him always, talk about wrestling and what's going on in the program, whatever. Right? We both like wrestling. However, he's noticed that I've gone off of the WWE wrestling. And to those who don't know, I've sold all my Blu-rays, all my DVDs. I've sold a lot, guys. And the reason that is, guys, is I've gone off the program. And I got asked by Tom, so don't I like WWE at all anymore then? And my answer is honestly no, I don't. Um there's many reasons I don't like it anymore, and I will get to it all. And I will obviously talk about the Attitude Era, but people will be surprised what I say, because it's not just going to be what people think it is. Though that's the best era of wrestling. No, I'll explain reasons why that was the best era of wrestling, and it might surprise a lot of people when I get to it. But I think a lot of people will understand and agree with me when they hear what my points are. So, right, guys, in my opinion, today's WWE is just too kid-friendly, guys. It really, really is. I mean, Vince has changed it to this PG-13 at best. I mean, I'd put it at 7-year-olds plucking wrestling now. And that might not be a bad thing for some people, but for me, brought up around this era, that is a bad thing. It's just like watching it for the sake of it now. It's boring, guys. There's no more blood allowed in matches, There's no this, there's no that. And even certain wrestlers have left the WWE because of that. You heard Batista say he got into wrestling to become a wrestler, and that's what it was about. I mean, you look at Japan's wrestling, guys, that is violent as ever. And kids still go and watch it. It's not so much the kids, it's down to your parent. And at the end of the day, if your parents love wrestling and you've been avid wrestling fans, you're going to take your kids regardless, because you're going to want to show them this phenomenal. You're like, look at this. This is amazing. These live women and men doing, and this what you see is it's fucking amazing. Your eyes can't be just glued, guys. You're glued, and so that brings me to this WWF Attitude Era, guys. So I started watching WWF all the way back in 1996. I used to catch an odd match before that, but they were what my dad would buy on VHS from a local garage that was down the road from us. We'd get like SummerSlam 92 and that lot, but I didn't really know what it was. I just watched it and think, what is this? Oh, cool. Some things were good about it, some things were bad about it. I was just like, wow, different. I started getting into it in 1996, guys. When I see The Undertaker with his purple gloves and and all of that, guys, I was blown away. I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then I would go back and I'd find matches I wanted to see, like someone would tell me about, oh, did you see The Undertaker face The Undertaker in like SummerSlam 94? And I'd think, ooh, how did he do that? And I'd go back and I'd look and I'd find it and I'd find it on VHS and I watched it and I was like, wow, that was cool. And what I mean? Anyway, guys, it was a bit of a story time, but yeah, long story short, I loved it, right? I was hooked. Then throughout the years, it started to get even better and better and better. You go from 96 to 97, you had the rise of like Undertaker coming doing feuds with like Shawn Michaels and that. And then you had, Kane introduced coming in. And then you get to around the 90, 98, 99 era when the Big Show comes in. And, so yeah, it's getting great, right? But the point is why the Attitude Era is why it's such the best era in time, guys, is not always because people think, well, it's because Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Undertaker, Kane, Big Show, Triple H. No. Let me explain it to you guys, right? When WWF Raw is War would come on, and then had that guitar music playing, and it was, oh man, it was something nostalgic, man. When you were a kid, your eyeballs were squeaking off the screen. You couldn't get away from it. Loved it, man. There I was, this fucking 8-year-old kid running around the fucking living room with his teddy bears, trying to fucking wrestle his sisters and everything, man. I was hooked. My point is this, guys, right? There wasn't a match that you didn't want to see. Now, there you go, guys. That's the Attitude Era. That's the difference. In Stone Cold, in The Rock, in The Undertaker, in Triple H, it's every single match. Someone was talking smack. Someone had a good rivalry going. The stories were fucking amazing. When I was a kid, I didn't know there were stories, obviously. I thought it was wrestling and there was arguments generally happening from jealousy and this and that. And I thought, wow, this is fucking awesome. But my point is this, guys, right? You know as well as I do, if you're my age right now, if you're in your 30s, 34, 35 or higher, you know what I'm saying is true here. And that is, you knew who Edge and Christian was. You knew who the Dudley boys were. You knew who the Hardy boys were. And you knew them, not because, oh, they were great wrestlers and that all day. They are, I'm not saying that. What I mean is they did good storylines, guys. They brought them onto the telly and they was just as big a stars as The Undertaker, as Kane. And they make it even better. They can tag up sometimes. You'd have like The Undertaker with Edge and Christian. No, not Edge and Christian, but you know what I mean. Like, for example, Kurt Angle was a mainstay player, guys, right? They had Kurt Angle with Edge and Christian versus like The Undertaker and the Hardy boys. You wouldn't see that today. You wouldn't see that today. See, that made the Hardy Boys have a name for themselves. And they'd have a rivalry going on at their own discrepancy at the time, either against Edge and Christian or the Dudley Boys. And then the Dudley Boys might interfere in that match. And 3D, maybe The Undertaker through a table, which would set up another match beforehand. But at the same time, you knew The Undertaker had a big rivalry match coming up at that pay-per-view against, say, The Rock or Stone Cold or whatever. But they wouldn't just think, oh, let's just have The Undertaker come out, talk some smack, and then have Austin talk some smack and leave that night. No. They would introduce constant storylines. Vince McMahon would be involved. And it would be involved in a good way. You know, he was the evil boss. He was the arsehole. You hated him, but you knew his craft was great. It was fucking awesome to see. He was screwing The Rock. He was screwing The Undertaker. He was screwing Stone Cold or Triple H. It was always something he was doing. He was always doing it. And even though he had a plan, he'd say, you know, tonight's going to go right. Sometimes it would go right and you'd think, fucking arsehole. And sometimes it would go wrong. You'd think, oh yeah, can't wait to see what happens on SmackDown. And they'd keep the story going on SmackDown. You have Triple H come out pissed off and he'd be on the mic like The Rock. You did this, you did this, you did it. And Vince would be like that and he'd have a go at Vince and Vince would be like, I'll make it all right. And it was a good storyline, guys, right? You was engrossed. They don't have anything like that now. It's all boring, guys. It's all crap. I think wrestling of the WWE standards anyway went too far forward and went too kiddyish. See, the Titantron doesn't really change anymore. They don't have the creativity to make like SummerSlam look like SummerSlam. And, you know, because Monday Night Raw and SmackDown was always the same. They either had that giant fist, or if you're going back to when I first started watching it, I was there for the first ever SmackDown, guys. You know, there was the big round metal circle bloody screens and that. But they looked cool, but you got used to it, right? That's SmackDown, that was Raw. But the pay-per-views always changed, guys. You had an electric chair in one, you had cars scattered around for Armageddon and helicopters, you'd have this, that, and the other. And people go, oh, you can't do that now because it don't look right. Of course it would. All right, the Titantron's got to be LED and this, that, and the other HD, but why can't they have cars scattered about to wrestle on? Why can't they have dumpsters filled with tables and stuff to be chucked into? Well, there was safety first, but that's not what wrestling's about. Wrestling was about watching something that you'd never seen before. You know, it's unique, it's fun. It was meant to be all about, holy shit, you actually think you got hurt in real life. Or holy shit, that was fucking dangerous. Or whatever. It was meant to be cool. That's why Jackass does so well. People can't work out why Jackass is so fun to watch, or what it is we watch it for, because it's just, it's dirty, it's stupid, whatever people say. They don't get it, right? It's the nuttiness of it. It's the fact that you wouldn't do these things. You can't believe they're doing it. You can't believe that Johnny Knoxville's going to stand there and let a 2,000 fucking pound bull run at him full smack and run him over. You think, nah, no one will do that. Everyone would avoid it. That's going to hurt like fuck. I've never seen it. So your eyes are glued. And when it actually happens, it's funny, but at the same time, it's that like, ooh, fucking hell moment. That's why it's so entertaining to watch, because you know it wouldn't happen. That's why you want to watch wrestling. You want to see hardcore matches. We want to see steel cage matches. It's like that, guys, right? For example, again, I'm going to go back to the Attitude Era. That sort of even the aggressive line, I still call it Attitude, though. They'd have Hell in a Cell matches. They'd have Elimination Chamber matches. But they were scattered. There might be 2 years you didn't see one. And all of a sudden, this wrestler would have a feud going. They'd be like, Hell in the Cell. And you'd think, fuck, we're going to get a Hell in a Cell match. Now it's, wow, Hell in a Cell's coming up. 2 Hell in a Cell matches, a woman's one and a man's one, and it's boring, guys. It's boring. It's too often. You're taking the main attraction, you're taking away the magic, the spark, and you're just taking it away. Look at Finn Balor as the demon. He only uses that character here and there, and when he does do it, it's special. People are like, oh, fuck, he's coming as a demon. If he was like it all the time, he'd be like, oh, here comes Finn Balor again. And that's it. So I understand that specialty of having something like that. And I think the Hell in a Cell, the Elimination Chamber, normal steel cage matches are special. And they need to have that drop factor. You know, like God Almighty's coming. That's what it's got to be like. That's what it was like when Cactus Jack came back and he said, yeah, you and me in Hell in a Cell. Everyone was like cheering in the crowd. Like, fuck, we haven't seen a match in Hell in a Cell since at that time it would have been 1998. So, you know, it was like, that's the next one. It was 2000. Fucking hell. We're like, wow, we haven't seen one in 2 years or so. We're going to get to see a Hell in a Cell match. Can't wait. And it would always blow your mind. And people wanted to buy that pay-per-view because, oh, this one had a Hell in a Cell match on it. But now you just buy the pay-per-view, Hell in a fucking Cell. And it's the same generic shit every year. No one getting thrown off it very often. No special opening parts of the match. Nothing really spectacular happening. Because it happens every year, same as the Elimination Chamber match. If they would have kept them as just specials for that one specific time when everyone's not expecting it to happen, it made wrestling magical. It made it fun. It made it want to watch. It was exciting. And they shouldn't have toned it down. They should not have toned it down. They should have kept people being able to bleed. They should have kept it where there was tables involved all the time and steel chairs and trash cans and everything, you know? It would have been cool. They could have made a way to make it still safe to do so. I understand. I don't want any of these wrestlers in real life to end their career and where they actually end up hurting themselves that they can't become even a family, member. But at the end of the day, there's a way to still make the magic and the facade look real still. And that was what made it good. Like I'm saying, guys, back in the early Attitude Era, we knew every wrestler because they was always used. You'd see matches randomly, like they'd put The Undertaker against like Crash Holly or something like that, and you think, oh, that's a squash match, but it wasn't because someone would get involved and they'd ruin it and mess it up, and you'd think, oh, you arsehole, but it was good. It was good arsehole, you know what I'm saying? That sounded wrong. You know what I'm saying, though, guys? If it was an arsehole of anyone, guys, it'd be the top model arsehole, you know what I'm saying? Because then, obviously, you'd see The Undertaker backstage and looking for that wrestler that screwed him over. And he'd find, like, William Regal as a commissioner at the time, or Mick Foley, or even Vince at the time, and be like, where is blah, 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 and they'd say, I'll make it right for you, Monday night. And then Monday would come and something else would happen. It was always something that kept you engrossed in watching. They've took it all away, guys. And that's the main reason I've gone off WWE. I just feel like it's now set for that really child's audience where it's just going to be generically, you know what's going to happen. It's like, yep, here he comes. Yep, he's going to lose. And he lost. Yep, fucking hell, knew that was going to happen. They've just made it too predictable, too boring, guys. It's way too boring. I mean, the WWE Championship hasn't changed hands in fucking so many of the time, and the belts all look like kid-friendly toys nowadays. Back when I was a kid, man, you saw Stone Cold come out with that smoking skull belt or the eagle belt. I mean, blew your mind, guys. It absolutely blew your mind. And actually, telling a lie, I do still have my wrestling belt, guys. I do still have my actual winged eagle belt. I haven't sold that. That sits there. But again, guys, see, that's a belt. That's a fucking belt. Ain't like today, guys, where all these stupid titles now look like your kids have unboxed them and given them to their favourite wrestlers. I wanted belts to look prestigious, look nice. You know, who remembers the original Intercontinental Championship? The original was nice, and then when they brought the Oval one, that was nice. Now look at it. It's alright, I suppose. It's probably better than the WWE Championship. The World Heavyweight is too thick. That World Heavyweight Championship is just too thick of a belt. It looks like like it's made of plastic or something. It's just too thick. That really thin look they'd go for, the really big belts look good. They made the wrestler look prestigious, you know. You're like, wow, what a belt, man. I'd love to carry that belt. You could see why people was wrestling for that belt. Right now, it's like people are fucking wrestling for a curly-whirly bar because the belts look shit. They do. People say what they want. I mean, the women's belt looks the same as the men's belt, and that's no uniqueness. That really ain't unique. That's like a copycat, like, oh, what we can do? We'll just do, the women can have the same belt as the men's. Wow, that's fun. At the end of the day, I think the women should have a really awesome belt, and I think the women should have more belts as well. They've got tag belts, but where's the Women's Intercontinental Championship? Where's the Women's United States Championship? They want the women to be treated equally. There's more women in the WWE as well. They can all have a belt and have some rivalries going on, and then other wrestlers can have nights off and not constantly be wrestling. Like the tag team championships can't have to be defended one week. We'll have more title defenses, more title changes, more fun to have, but they don't. And that's my point, guys, right? They got rid of so many belts. Where's the Cruiserweight Championship? Got rid of it. Why? Because they put it down to 205 Live. We didn't want that. We wanted the Cruiserweight Championship to be defended at the normal pay-per-views like everyone else did. We didn't need a whole event for the Cruiserweights. We just needed them to be involved in the normal fucking show. I mean, I don't know who it was that invented the storylines in the Attitude Era, but they need to go back and just figure that out. But at this moment in time, I am not bothered about the WWE anymore, guys. I've just gone completely off it, and I just don't watch it anymore. But I figured I'd make a video about it because it makes it easier for people to understand why the hell the lights keep flickering. I have no fucking idea. That is freaking the shit out of me. Like, what the fuck? How weird is that? It's happened twice, guys. No idea. No, ain't even windy or nothing, guys. No fucking clue. But anyway, that's my gripe, guys, into why I do no longer like the WWE, guys. So hopefully it clears it up. Hopefully you guys get my gripe with it. Still fucking doing it. So yeah, but anyway, guys, hopefully you understand why I don't like it anymore. Thanks very, very much for watching. Leave your comments down below if you do or do not like it anymore. And I'll see you all in the next one.